Hello everyone, thanks for dropping by. I hope you all had a very nice Christmas. Mine was quiet, but then since I lost Mum and Dad it's always been quiet. The Bollinger was alright, but I wouldn't go get another one. It's a one and done drink. Anyway, enough about me. That's, in case you didn't know, that's the new all-electric Escalade. And the Americans in Arlington in Texas, where those things are made, they'll be having a steady job because that goes on sale next year. It might be alright for the guys at the GM plant there, but for a lot of Americans things are looking quite grim, because I found this over the weekend. As you can see, it's a site called Ale Gunable, and as you can read, layoffs and hiring freezes surge 15% as small to medium businesses employers reduce staff up to 7% and 74% halt hiring. This was done on December 9th, 2022. That was before all the zombie companies started becoming prevalent across the United States and Canada, and also over here in Britain. If you drop down, nearly 3 out of 4 small business employers say they can't afford to hire anyone now and don't expect to hire again until at least second quarter 2023. Well, that's come and gone, and things haven't perked up. The finding is up 12 percentage points over last month's November number, 62%. And more yada. This bit is interesting. In America, December to November 2022, the hiring was down and up. And then, where is it? This bit is interesting. Layoffs up 17% in gyms, December, November, October. You all seen the YouTube videos about women in gyms and complaining about guys are looking at them, and the guys are saying, sod that, I'll do me training at home, and consequently the gyms are going out of business. This is the result. Gyms lead the pack of up to 90% of their owners saying they're laying off workers, up to 70% from just a month ago. Demand is down, rents and other maintenance costs are up, and the gym owners need to keep the business going. Now if you scroll down, it says retailers, restaurants and beauty saloons are also laying staff off. Only 11% of retailers said quarter 4 2022 helped them rebound or has otherwise reflected a major increase in revenue. And where is it? 74% of small business employees expect hiring freezes until second quarter 2023. There's gyms again. 75% of gyms are having a hiring freeze. Those that survived and not gone bust. Now, if you go down hiring freezes, agriculture, real estate, finance, gyms, December, November, October. In construction, the people are not buying houses, so there are no houses being built. Retail, hiring freezes, money's getting tight. Automotive, people are not buying cars because money's getting tight. Beauty salons, guys are not dating or getting into relationships, so women have to spend their own money, and they're not doing that, so the beauty salons, the 12% is a hiring freeze across America. And same with restaurants, hiring freezes up 3%. Guys are not taking women out to dinner because women are too picky, and guys have cottoned onto it. And then if you scroll down, then hotspots, all this going on, Colorado, Michigan, Texas, California, North Carolina, Ohio, and Illinois. So if you're an American and you're in one of those states, then this will give you an idea of what's happening in 2022, even though it's increased exponentially this year. And layoffs up 14%, up 19%, up 1%, no change in California, Colorado, Michigan, Texas, North Carolina, Ohio, Illinois, Massachusetts, New York, Pennsylvania. Only Florida and New Jersey have seen a decline in layoffs. And then these states say no hiring until second quarter 2023. Then hiring freezes across the various states. I'll put all these links below so you can read these through yourself. And layoffs, and then we're into Canada. The hiring freezes in Alberta, Ontario, and British Columbia. And that's the article. Now that is, as you can see, there's hiring freezes. Fast forward into last year, zombie companies already make up 11.5% of US listed stocks. Then there's an article about it. While that might sound ideal, higher yield bonds and a recession could make a potential ugly system for investors even worse. So we've only just started the storm, people, and it's going to get a lot worse before it starts getting better. The combination of rising borrowing costs and heightening recession risks could begin to tip zombie companies into bankruptcy. Well, that will affect even that. Make it even worse. Stocks, unlike bonds, are often at risk of seeing their entire value wiped out if a company files for bankruptcy. Unless, of course, you're Disney. Recessions also tend to shake out smaller and weaker companies with high debt loads, in part because funding from Wall Street can dry up. Unless, of course, you're Disney. Now, this is a bit interesting. President Carter was president in 95 to 99 and 2001. And then the president, he changed to Bush Jr., that is. You notice the rising zombie companies rose into his presidency, and it declined a bit. That would be the Gulf War invasion of Iraq. Lots of people working in the arms factories and munitions. Then the Gulf War ended, rose up again. Bush presidency finished in 2009. Who came after Bush? Was it Reagan? I don't know. Anyway, from 2009, the rising zombie companies started rising exponentially, up and up, until there. Trump was in, I think it was 2016 to 2020. So even Trump saw the rise in zombie companies in America. And there's Biden's administration reached an all-time high of 12%. And more yada yada about it. Now this, I noticed when I was reading down it, this is the next land storm that's coming. The crypto miners. The crypto mining Marathon digital shares fall nearly 18% on price for worst day since January. So that's the next storm that's going to happen in the market. The crypto mining, the bonanza is going to crash. And this is another thing about that, more or less the same references, but where is it? This bit gives a bit of reality to it. Almost 11.5% of the Russell 3000 index was pegged as zombies. The group accounts for only 2.2% of the total value of the US stock market, since many were small capitalized companies, including Glen Meady. So even though it's 11.5% of US stocks are zombie companies, that's only 2.2% of the whole US market. So swings and roundabouts, you could say. But this doesn't really matter to people if you're in line to be laid off. And Google has started cutting people and jobs because Google's finding that money's getting tight and she has to start trimming off all the deadwood. This was done on October 19th last year. Google cuts dozens of jobs in news division. In the news, it cut 40 jobs in its news division, CNBC has learned. The company has been downsizing in recent months to reckon with slower growth and uncertain economic conditions, which is that. Now, that was done on October 19th. If you fast forward to December 15th, it's 12,000 jobs. Clear big impact on morale, very difficult decision. Google CEO Sundar Pichai, that's him, opens up 12,000 job cuts at company's all-hands meeting. It's not much of an article, it's just this. The entire IT industry and employees at Google are shocked when the search giant announced over 12,000 layoffs almost a year ago. Well, that was done December 15th. Fast forward to Christmas Eve, and Google's going to lay off 30,000 jobs. As I said, after firing 12,000 employees this year, Google is planning to lay off 30,000 employees as per a report. Alphabet owned Google, so the decision comes from the Alphabet board and the C-suite. Plans to reorganize a big part of its 30,000 person ad sales unit. Ad sales, a lot of ad sales are populated by women. After firing 12,000 employees, Google planned to lay off 30,000 employees of a report. So that's 42,000 people Google have let go. Whereas the Meta and Microsoft and all them, they've got to start laying off people yet. Now, a lot of these jobs in these tech firms that's been laid off, as you can see in this one, Axios, women are disproportionately affected by the tech layoffs. Now this was done on the 6th of July last year. Tech news show big tech layoffs have painted a different picture. A disproportionate percentage of the workers laid off last fall appear to be women. And it says big numbers. Women made up 45% of laid-off tech employees, included an analysis of 3,404 workers. 55% of laid-off workers were male, analysis showed, but most industry statistics put the share of male employees in tech is much higher, so naturally there would be more guys laid off if there's a higher proportion of them working in the industry. As it says, 63% of tech employees were male according to the company's data. It says, layoffs, downsizing, ran full names of laid-offs. Coverts analyzer isn't perfect. And where are we? Here we go. The big picture tech layoffs of less techie, and you might realize hardest hit was mostly female dominated. Human resources, recruiting and marketing. That's going to be right across the board in this next year. Almost half of human relations people and recruiters were laid off in tech compared to 10% of engineers and 4% of salespeople. The teams are usually smaller. They're typically first to get cut in a round of layoffs since they're viewed as less essential. Also, AI is going into marketing and human resources. You put your CV/resume to a company, it'll probably get scanned by an AI which will look for various algorithms and words, and it'll be either accepted or refused. That's where the cuts are coming. Automation. Now, all these girls and women that gone into these tech companies have gone through college. This is a sort of a tangent. This is dated 7th of September 2021. The Breitbart. College gender gap, men falling further behind women in higher education. As we all knew, male students are abandoning pursuit of higher education in such numbers, they are now trailing behind female college students at record levels. Now this article is not that important. Fast forward to 26th of December last year. Survey: fewer young men are attending college. The decline of college enrollment in the US among young adults in the past decade is being driven in part by fewer young men pursuing higher education. Roughly 1 million fewer young men are in college compared to 0.2 million fewer young women in the past decade. But we all know that college is a toxic environment for some young guys. One wrong word from a woman and his college career is over. As a result, men make up 44% of young college students today, down from 47% in 2011. This shift was driven entirely by the falling share of men who are students at four-year colleges today. Men represent only 42% of students ages 18 to 24 at four-year schools, down from 47% in 2011. And then yada yada about it. Now where are all these young guys going? This is where they're going. Trade school. More young adults are pursuing trades instead of college, statistics indicate. This was done on April 19th, 2023, i.e. last year. High school graduates are increasingly pursuing careers in the trade rather than enrolling in colleges or universities, statistics indicate. Last year, higher education enrollment in the US dropped by 4 million US students, according to the World Economic Forum. A separate survey found 45% of respondents did not consider a college degree to be worth their investment. Now, in America, enrollment worsened among colleges. The opposite is happening at trade schools, according to National Student Carleton House Research Center. Two-year college skilled trades program enrollment rose last year within the mechanic and repair space. It increased 11.5% year over year, representing 9,950 new students. So 9,950 mostly American men are going into trade school and not bothering with the toxic US college system, and they're going to learn a trade and a skill that they can take into the workplace. And then it goes, one example, 19-year-old Robert Navejo, he enrolled at TCAT because he likes cars, he likes to get his hands dirty, and when he looks forward to be employed full-time in an American auto shop, wherever that is, where he can expect to earn between 40 grand and 60 grand per year. And also, as the auto industry improves in technology, he can improve his skills and thus get maybe even more money. And then, of course, he gets experience and he becomes a senior one, and so on and so forth. And then it tells you more, yada yada. Now, this is the reason why people are going into trade school. I found this on wide effect: construction, maritime and energy, top in demand trade jobs in 2023, navigating dynamic work landscape. Electricians are the ones in demand. Welders and fabricators. The heating, ventilation and air conditioning technicians ensuring comfort and efficiency. Plumbers, they're also in demand. And construction managers, that's guys who probably civil engineers. They worked into management. They know how to build a building. So, whoops. All these young women, all them, might be going into college and getting a 4D degree, but depending on what the degree is. So they're coming out of colleges up to their ears in debt. But young American guys are going into a trade, and if you're like this lad, if you're working in an auto shop, once you're qualified, you can earn 40 to 50 grand a year, and you'll have a reasonably comfortable life with no college debt to pay off. Says a Techno Foundation study found that 232,000 technicians were needed in 2021. But schools only graduated 42,000. Alone, the demand was 35,000. Whoops. Techs were only 4,500 graduated, so there's room for all more American men to go into these technical trades because there's a gap and a skill shortage. Now, what's these girls going to do once they graduate from college and they can't get into the job that they want because the companies are zombie stocks and they're hiring freezes and not employing people and even cutting back on the workforce? Well, a lot of them, they might have to go into the fast food chain to make ends meet, but I found this on Reuters. This was August 2nd, 2023. As you can read, US fast food chains add automation to boost speed. The Starbucks, that's them. Domino's, I even know that, that's pizza. And Chipotle, never heard of them, are touting new technologies to automate products, cut labour costs, and potentially boost profit margins. So the fast food industry is also automating, and there's not going to be any jobs. So where are these women going to go? I found a site I'm not going to link called sexyjobs.com. It's, as it says, it's about the adult industry. If you type sexyjobs.com, the home page has a mosaic of women of all races. I did a tot up of all their ages, and the average age on that mosaic is 30 years old. And as you all know, if you're a MGTOW, 30 years old and older is the wall. So a lot of these women coming out of colleges, they either try and get in a fast food place to make ends meet, or, as I've predicted in a previous video, they're gonna go into the adult trade, either as an escort or adult entertainment. As I said previously, the adult entertainment websites, they've passed the $1 billion mark for the first time ever. The entire US adult entertainment business across the all sectors makes around $95 billion per year. Now that is one of the only growth areas that's suitable for a lot of these women that can't get into these corporate jobs because the corporates are laying staff off. As Google is, 30,000 jobs going plus 12, that's 42,000. But for young American guys, they're going into trade school to get solid skills that are transferable no matter where they go in America, and the number of trades which are in demand. So it's anybody's guess what this coming year is going to be, but the storm has only just started. As you know, if you lived in areas of America that's susceptible to storms, it's a slight breeze, and it picks up and picks up and picks up till you get in a full size gale. And with this, it looks like the wind is just picking up, and Google is feeling the draft, and we're just waiting to see what Amazon, Microsoft and Apple, the other big companies, start laying people off. Because, as you know, zombie companies up to their ears in debt, and they're going to start laying people off because they want deadwood gone from their companies to balance the book. I think I'm way over the 20-minute now, so I'll have to stop it now. You know, the routine people, like, dislike, comment, subscribe. It's completely up to you. As you know, I won't be doing one next Monday because I'll be in France, so it'll be the Monday after. That's it for now. You know, might squeeze one in on Friday, but don't really count on it. But until I come back for the next one, that's it. Bye bye.